give you an idea of what the landscape is around Ani. And we're looking at roads leading to certain places. Intervention within a historical context is always a challenge for architects. The main concern is almost never the context itself, but the presence of the past. The presence of an absence, a context that has historical significance is haunted. It captivates the architect with its lost original image. The sense of loss or absence prompts the desire for wholeness. A restoration of the loss, the craving for an impossible wholeness is behind the common tendency to conceive of the context of the intervention as either a fetish or a harbor of fantasies.
And this is a quotation from Hansat Korkmaz. It's from a study, collaborative study that was done about actually two squares, one in Beirut and one in Istanbul.
Okay, we are starting to approach Ani to give you an idea of what this is like. This is a deserted city. It's been deserted since the 18th century. Some of the remaining ruins, walls, some churches, some mosques. Approaching Ani, gates.
What time of year are the photographs?
When does this happen?
Winter. So,
Is there greenery in the summer?
yes, in the images actually you will see that some of them have green and the first ones that we've been showing have the white of the
Let's
snow.
leave the questions for later. Okay. Some attempts at restorations. Okay. Just to put you in context a little bit, on the right you have a map of Ani. The dotted line again is the border line, which is the Afurian Arpachai River. We're looking at, you can see the big circle there, right? That's a cathedral, that's this cathedral. And beyond is another church, right there.
And this is the river that's between Turkey and Armenia that we saw in the maps.
Landscape. On the lower right-hand corner, you can see the remains of the bridge. We'll get a closer view of it soon. So here we have a mosque on the left side, the cathedral in the middle, and the other church that we saw in the previous image.
So this is the image that we were referring to that first fell into Silva's inbox and then later on into mine. So if you will, this is the river that runs between Armenia and Turkey, and this is the bridge that was once connected. And as you can see, only the abutments are left. So we're at the border, and this is the green for you. This does become green. This is yet another image, this time looking towards Armenia from the Turkish side.
This is the path of the river through the side.
It's actually very interesting because the river goes back and forth. So at one point when you're standing, all the land starts converging because you can see the Turkish territory versus Armenian territory. Then it starts alternating in your perspective.
So as Aslihan mentioned, we've set up the project to be a series of conversations. And the first phase of first series of conversations is called the visual conversations. What we did here is we exchanged images. I gave Aslihan 3 images, she gave me 3 other images. We both worked on these images and manipulated them. And the idea behind this was to understand what she sees in an image I sent her, an image she sends me, and what I see in the same images. And this phase is not finished. We will show you some images from this phase. The later phases become, we'll talk about the later phase. So the visual phase, one thing I want to note is that the objective is that at the end these images will get interleaved into a lenticular format, which we haven't done yet, but hope to do. So this is the first image that we both worked on.
And just to, as an addition to Silva's description of the lenticular format, perhaps it's useful to explain it. It's these postcards that you probably have seen during your childhood, or that they have a film on it, and then two distinct images are cut in stripes, and then one after the other they're put on one surface, and with this film, this plastic film on it, once you rotate, you see one image after the other one. But they exist on the same plane. They're two distinct images, but you can always see the other one at one moment. It oscillates back and forth. They're on the same plane, but completely distinct. So we wanted to arrive at an image, a lenticular image, by working on these images distinctly, so that we then put them together on one plane for them to coexist, and also to see the distinctions and similarities that will come out.
They're not intended to melt into each other, they're intended to coexist. Okay.
So this was the first image. So this image has a text with it. I will briefly read it. And it's called Snow Innocent. As he watched the snow fall outside his window, as slowly and silently as the snow in a dream, the traveler fell into a long-desired, long-awaited reverie, cleansed by memories of